Welcome to the channel. My name is Franco, and today I'll be sharing with you another day in the land clearing project. So today's going to be a continuation of my other videos where I've been clearing this area behind me for the detached garage. So this is the area today I'll be working with. There's a whole bunch of small boulders and stones all within this area, stretching down past the shed. I just want to remove some of this and bring this higher elevation into the lower elevation and ramp this off. That way I can get in here with my truck and the dump trailer. Pretty simple job, but there's a lot of stones that need to be sorted through. I don't have a rock grizzly or some kind of method of sorting the rocks easily. So for right now, I'm going to use the machine with the ripper tooth attachment and the thumb, as well as the grading bucket to come scoop up some of the smaller stones. After that, once I have the area cleared, I will come in and grade the area with the blade and the grading bucket. So there's still a lot of work that has to go into this area directly behind me where all these stones are. But for today, I like to clear off this 35-foot area and make it into a ramp. That way I can get in and out of here with my truck and dump trailer. Alright, so I'm going to warm up the Kubota and I'm going to get to work. Pick up all the biggest stones with the ripper tooth and thumb. Then I will just put them aside. And then with all the smaller stones I will pick up with a grading bucket. I will scoop them up or either get out there myself with some gloves and pick them by hand and put them right into the bucket and then just drop them off in the pile. I'm just going to focus right now on just all the bigger stones and anything I can grab with the machine. I know it's not the most ideal setup. I wish I had a rock separator or some kind of rock grizzly. I might have to make one, but we'll see. By keeping the RPMs down on the machine, it actually limits the flow on the hydraulics. That way it's not going to totally crush the stone when I go to pick them up. It's going to pick them up a little more gently than it would at the full RPM. And I really don't need that power just to pick up stones. These are somewhat small, so I don't need to be revving the thing up to maximum RPM. I will want to reuse these stones, so I do not want to crush them or totally disintegrate them by picking them up. I'm trying to pick them up as careful as I can. All these nice flat stones would be great on a boulder retaining wall. just like this one right here. I got a lot of big ones just like it. The stone wall around the house is made out of all these same kind of stones. I really don't want to burn through a lot of diesel just picking through stones, so I'm keeping the RPMs low. It'd be nice if I could pick up a couple at the same time. Stones that have a nice flat face are the ones I really want to keep, because those are the ones going to make a good looking wall. Oh, come on. Let's get it. This is really tedious work, but it has to be done. It's either I get out there by hand or I just do it with the machine. It's a good thing that I can rotate with the excavator. That way I won't have to be driving back and forth on, say, a tractor with a backhoe or something. Try to pick up two at the same time here. Yeah, it's not going to happen. I'm using the ripper tooth attachment and thumb because it's easier to pick up stuff and not carry a lot of dirt along with you. If I were using a digging bucket right now, the 24-inch digging bucket, I pretty much would be scooping up dirt every time I pick up these rocks. And that's something I don't want to do right now, so this is great. It's just like two fingers that come down and pick the rock for you. It doesn't transfer any dirt around. It just picks up exactly what you want to pick up, and that's it. So all these smaller stones, I'll just go in there and pick up by hand. It's these bigger ones that I want to get with the excavator. There we go, that's a nice big one. Put that aside. I'm trying not to overload the machine too much. I'm just trying to do really light work. Just sifting through this area here. There's a little piece of log there. I want to get rid of that. It seems like I'm constantly making piles of things, but it's a necessary evil. I have to sort through everything, and then I will figure out where it goes. This is a good looking rock right here. Nice flat stone. Great for making a ledge on the top of a wall. Alright, so I'm going to pick through this pile and I'll keep you guys updated on the next step. Right now I'm just picking through all the roots in this area and still sorting the stone. There's a ton of roots. I want to get rid of all the roots. I hate having roots all in this ramp area. I want to clear it of all the roots. So no matter where I go, it seems like there's roots everywhere, and I have to get rid of all of them. I'm just making a pile over here behind me, a temporary pile, and then I will put it in the other bigger pile near the tree line. But as you start digging, no matter where you are, it's like always, you run into roots and you run into all sorts of different root balls. I want the area to be solid, so pretty much you gotta get rid of all these damn roots. That way, here it is. Here's a whole bunch of them. Because the roots will end up decaying and settling and creating soft spots in the area. So I don't want that. I want it nice and solid. Oh, there's something there. Let's back up. Oh, nice big flat stone. Nice and gingerly. Place it over here. Alright, I'm going to sort through this a little bit longer, and then I'm going to put the grading bucket on, and then I'm just going to pick through it by hand and see if there's anything left. If I want to keep anything, probably not, but put the grading bucket on. That way it'll help me grade the area when I'm actually finally done. Alright, so I found a really big boulder that's deep down in the ground. I'm gonna have to go high RPM for this one and need full power. Size of that rock. I'm gonna have to straighten out for this. I gotta get up close if I want to pick this big rock up, get the center of gravity closer to the machine, get all that weight right up above the dozer blade. Full power from this machine. Check out the size of that friggin' boulder. Oh, alright, easy. Let's get it closer. There we go. This is going to be at least 1,000 pound or 1,500 pound stone. Center. You can really feel it tipping the machine. As long as I go nice and slow, I'll be okay. Wow, that thing is heavy. I'm just gonna back this thing up into this spot here. Different. thinking of making a rock sculpture out of some of these big flat stones and stack them with the bigger ones on the bottom going up to the smaller, flatter stones at the top. That way I have like a, almost like a pyramid style rock sculpture with these natural stones in the property. I've been kicking around that idea, and it seems like it's possible. I have so many damn stones here that it would be a good idea. I'm just going to take these bigger stones and save them. These are good. Alright, so I have the grading bucket on the machine. Now I'm just going to hand pick through some of the better looking stone and load it onto the bucket. Then I'm just going to put it in a separate pile just for the time being. This may seem like a lot of work, hand picking through these stones, but it has to be done. It's only a small area, so once I pick through like these few nice good looking stones I have, it's worthwhile just keeping them because I plan on using them later on for a wall or some kind of decoration around the property. 3 or 4 more trips and I should be done with this. Everything else I'm just gonna bury. Maybe in the future I'll make a rock grizzly or some kind of rock separator that'll help me do this in a much more efficient manner, but for right now, this small area, I just want to just pick through it by hand and pick all the good looking stones out. Alright, so I'm totally done picking through the rocks by hand. I got all the stones I want to keep. It took about 4 buckets with the grading bucket, and this is my last load that I'm going to dump in the pile. So that wasn't that long. It took me about 20 minutes or so just to hand pick through all the nice stone. And some people might think I'm crazy for doing this, but you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. So this is the pile right here. I got a whole bunch of boulders here. I don't know if you guys can see all that in the shot, but the rain and the snow is going to wash all these boulders off, and I have plans for every single one of them. Alright, so now I'm going to use a combination of the grading bucket and the dozer blade to ramp up this area and to bring the higher elevation and the lower elevation here into one slope. That way I can get my truck in and out of here and get the dump trailer in here too. This dozer blade is an angled blade. It works great. I can angle it if I need to. Push the material to the side. Let's try it on an angle. Push some material into that hole where we just pulled that huge boulder out of. Just like that. Same thing over here. Angle it the other way. Build up a nice slope. I gotta fill this first. surface while grabbing material. And then after I will go in and back drag on it to compact it down. But first I need to take my material and fill that void. Rough braiding is done. The next step will be just to take some of that higher elevation and blend it right into this lower section. I don't have a floating blade on this machine. I have to do everything manually by operating the blade up and down. So I wish I had a floating blade because it would just back drag and float across the ground, but this machine doesn't have that. So I'm going to finish this up, and then I'll show you the finished product when I'm done. far I've done this much. I graded this whole area. I tried to neaten up this area here. This was a complete mess. It's all up and down. It's all mud. Over here I took care of my slope, my ramp. Went from my higher elevation and blended it right into my lower elevation, and now I have a nice ramp. That way I can get in here with the truck. I'm trying to hit it with the grading bucket to let it settle more and kind of compact it in. That way so it's not so loose. And I'm still working on my grading skills, because grading is an art. It takes time to develop good grading skill set. So you just drag the bucket along the ground. The key is to keep the bottom of the bucket level with the ground, or parallel with the surface you're working with. But sometimes it's not the easiest thing. You gotta have it right in front of you. I'll demonstrate over here. Just kind of drag it across. Keep it level. Keep the bottom of the bucket nice and level, and smooth out the grade. Area, and now it's all screwed up with the tracks. This ground's going to settle quite a bit. Grading is not the easiest thing to do. It looks easy when you see it on videos, but it takes a lot of skill to just keep this bucket down level. It takes a lot of concentration. Controls. Here's the current state of everything. The log pile, branch and root pile, stump pile, and all sorts of random crap here that I'm making as a temporary pile for right now, and then all my boulders on this side, and stones. So that's so far what I've done. So I'm pretty happy with the results. I'm getting a lot of the roots out of the ground, starting to grade and clean this area up. Now it's just time to call it quits for the day, and I'll give you guys a final wrap up. Alright, so this is the area that used to have the boulders and all the stone in there. Now it's one giant ramp going down into this lower level. Let me stand back and you can see it from a distance. So it used to be all stone right there in the center, and now I just took it and basically put it over there in a pile with the other stones. I will have to take care of those later on, but for now they can stay there. It was really important for me to gain access here with this ramp. That way I can get down in here with my truck and the dump trailer. So little by little and section by section, it's looking good. I'm pretty happy with the results. There used to be two big stumps over here. Now they're totally gone. I have full access here to the left side of this firewood pile. I do have other videos on showing the excavation work and pulling up stumps, so if you haven't checked those out, go right ahead and do so. There's the trunk pile raised off the ground, and I'm really happy with this ramp. I'm going to stand back and show you guys from a distance. Nice smooth grade going up into the upper elevation here where the driveway is. This is about 35 feet wide, I would say. Maybe even 40. From where the stones are here to the other set of stones there where that pile is. This is great. I'm really happy with this ramp right now. Well guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and do so. And thanks for watching and have a nice day.